Macron's married to a man. A man who bitch slapped him in a private jet.
Oh my God! Really, dude, his whole life he's been abused by that guy.
Face palm in his face. I want to know. I mean, take a fucking test. It's not hard. If I was her, I would say, listen, you motherfuckers. Okay, let's take a chromosome test. I am not a man. I'm just a pedophile.
Yeah. What accusation thing hurts her the most? The man or the pedophile? Well, the pedophile's not an accusation. That just, you are that.
That is fact.
That is exactly who you are.
But what was the law back then? Because some places had some wacky ass fucking...
I think that's probably why they say 16, because I think in Europe 16 is like...
They say 15.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because when I read this online, it said
Kurt
16.
Metzger says 14.
Because Metzger says 14.
They're moving it. They're moving them goalposts as we speak.
Yeah. But I think it's like probably like 16 in that area. But either way, if you're a kid's teacher and you're sitting like, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. He got to a prime minister with that level of just mindfuckery that's happening to him.
Imagine if the roles were reversed and the president was a female and then the husband was a teacher when the president was 15, when she was 15 and he was 40. Imagine.
Crazy.
Imagine that was in the United States. Imagine if it turned out that there's a female that's running for president, and then we start going into the history and find out that she met her husband, who's 80, when she was 15.
Yeah. And
you'd be like, fucking yo. But in 1974, it was legal. Like, fuck you. Fuck you, man. That's crazy. We would never, but because it's a guy and an older lady, air quotes, lady, we let it slide. Like, he still gets to go to the meetings and shake everybody's hand.
Yeah.
You know, he still gets to go to these fucking things where all the world leaders get together. He's hanging out with them like normal.
Wait, what's also funny to me is you're probably going to get in more heat for calling her a man than she will for slapping the prime minister.
No, she's catching heat.
Yeah.
I think, and also Candace, if she's right, and it seems like they're not suing her, so I think she might be right. And they did offer her money. How much money did they offer her? Find out that. How much money did they offer Candace Owens to not tell these stories?
Damn. They offered her, they were like, here.
I believe she's made some sort of an accusation that they offered her a sizable amount of money to not do this.
Jesus.
Yeah. Which is the last person you want to tell anybody that you offered them money to not talk about something, because she ain't taking that money.
Right, yeah.
She sees the long game.
She's already willing
one of
to.
those stories that comes from a meme and then it's not true.
Oh, damn it. France offered to pay Candace Owens a one-time payment of $4 million plus $50K per month for the rest of her life.
What's
and that's just a meme?
Yeah. What's the
It
site?
come from her.
Neither Owens nor French President Emmanuel Macron have referenced the claim on their respective websites or verified social media accounts, and there is no other evidence to support the claim.
Can we see what the name of the account is? There's
Legitimate targets.
Legitimate targets. Yeah, there's nothing I trust less than a thing called legitimate targets with a blue check mark.
That's why we had to look that one up.
Yeah.
Because you don't know.
Yeah. Well, it does.
But again, this is like more that like probably bot-like behavior.
Oh, for
bot-like
sure.
targeting, disinformation campaigns. You know, throwing fuel on the fire.
Of just getting you to believe like, oh, wow, okay. They paid money?
Like, think about how many, you make that post. How many people like me read that, think it's true, ask Jamie to look it up. It starts spreading. People start following your account. How many new people do you get for your how much engagement do you get? All that's valuable. If you can keep doing that a lot and outrage people a lot, there's a bunch of those that come up. You're like, fuck, is this true? And then you have to copy and paste it and put it in Google and search a little.
Right.
I don't think this is true.
And now all someone has to do is take the snippet of you saying it before you, like, let's look that up.
100%.
And then now it's like, it's...
But all she has to do is take a chromosome test.
But it's also also if you're a woman, you're not going to be like, well, fuck you. I'm not going to prove to you I'm a woman.
I would do it.
But you say that as a man.
That's true.
You say that as a man. Like, I could totally do it if I was a woman and they were accusing me of being a man. I'd also kind of probably be like a large part of me be like, fuck you. I don't got to prove anything to you.
You ever see her sit down? You ever see her sit down?
I haven't seen her sit
She sits down like a dude.
Ooh.
Yeah. You know how dudes sit down? Legs spread.
Mm-hmm.
Just plop down, all dick out.
A lot of
V.
weight.
Because of the shape of our hips.
Right.
That's like when people talk about man spreading, yes, guys definitely do that. But women's legs go inward. Men's hips, the way the angle is different.
Right.
They go outward. Like, watch this person sit down. There's a video. Right? See that video? With the white shirt on, the second one? Yeah.
Let's see.
Look, watch this. This is it. I've never seen a woman sit down like this. Go full screen.
Is this her when she was a teacher?
Watch this. Watch how she sits down. Bro.
That is very middle-aged man, the way she sits.
Bro. Watch this again. Watch this person sit down. That's how a dude sits. The way the legs are spread apart. That's like a dude's hips.
What about all the rest of these, though?
What all the rest of ones?
There is like
all the rest of these examples of her.
Oh, well, that's how liberal men sit. That's what they do. They throw their leg over. That's what guys with very small legs.
That's so funny.
But Ari sits like that, actually, because he's got them weird long legs. But, like, you can sit like that. It's the way you sit down.
It's the initial
plop.
get down. It's the plop.
It's the plop and then the legs spread. Women don't sit like that. When was the last time you saw a woman sit, plop down with her legs spread like that? They don't sit like that.
They don't.
They just sit down. Their legs, like, normally, naturally angle inward more. And they sit like this. And they sit with their legs together. Like, you might have a similar pose, but you don't plop like that. Like, that's a dude pose.
That is. Or maybe that's how pedophile women sit. There's also...
Maybe a woman who wants to be a man.
Yeah.
Right?
There's also that.
Yeah. Let's find one of those and see how they sit. Any examples? Yeah, it's odd. The story's very odd. But it's also, it just shows you how fucking weird these people are. You're watching that person smack Macron right in the head and then walk down the stairs with him like, what?
What could they have possibly been talking about?
Yeah. Your dick is showing. Shut the fuck up. Yeah.
No,
There's
that's like,
a bulge.
if he was a man, they would fight. There would be a square up.
Well, maybe they will when they get back home. Maybe that's the fun part. Maybe they're like, fucking fuck you, and then they get alone. Get after it.
God damn.
Yeah.
That's so. That is just wild. That whole relationship is really wild. That has to be one of the more wild politician relationships.
Wild.
Out there.
If that was the lead of a sitcom, you'd be like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. That's why. What is going on? But the fact that it's the president of France. What?
Yeah, getting slapped. There's no way you don't go. Well, he's not going. He can't win re-election anymore. But if that would have hurt his campaign so hard.
Bro, he's fixing to bomb somebody to cover this up. He's gonna. They might arm some rebels.
Yeah, it's time to fuck up Algeria some more. Whatever France does.
Now you're talking.
Yeah.